Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel Unfolding the Basics with Sahil. So today's video is going to be a car review. We are going to review Hyundai's 3-row SUV, the Palisade, and it is going to be an owner's perspective. Now I bought this vehicle back in August, and just last week I completed 5,000 kilometers on this, and I thought why not take a quick review of this car and maybe make a video of my top 5 likes and my 5 dislikes of this car. So let's get ahead with it. Now my first like is the exterior look of this car. Let's start with the front. Now this car does have a typical design of Hyundai on the grille. It is a large cascading grille, and when you go on the side here, it definitely has the design language of Hyundai, which has the split headlights. So you do have the DRLs going all across from the top to the bottom. Pretty unique design of the URLs, and these look really nice at night. You do have the turn signal on the top, but the headlights are in the casing down below. So you have the low beams and you have the high beams over here. Now this look is definitely unique in terms of, comparing it to any other SUV in the segment. It can be polarizing. A lot many people like this look, a lot many people hate this look. So it comes down to your personal preference. I do like this look, and that's the reason I went for it. Now the side view of this car is something that is my favorite. Really nice proportions all around, and you do see this chrome lining in the bottom and on the top as well. Pretty cool design. I do want to note here that I have the luxury model here, which is one below the top spec calligraphy here in Canada, and it has a unique wheel design. The calligraphy, it has a very busy wheel design. Some people like it, some people don't like it, but personally I think this wheel design looks the best out of all models that you have available for the Palisade. So here we have the car from the back with Palisade written all across. You do have a design which is similar to the front DRLs here on the back as well. So the same design philosophy over here. You have the reverse lights here in the bottom. You do have the exhaust in the back. It would have been nice if they had dual exhaust, one on this side and one on the other side, but this is what we have in here. One thing to note here is that here in Canada, only the top spec, which is the calligraphy, it comes with LED tail lights. These ones are incandescent bulbs. It would have been nice if these were LED, but overall I think looks nice from the back. Now the next like on my list is the interior space. In terms of the legroom, the first, second and the third row, it's combined 118 inches, which is the highest in this segment. So it's really roomy. The headroom is nice as well. I'm 6 feet tall. Now this vehicle, it doesn't have a traditional gear knob. You see it has a button shifter, which definitely cleans up the design over here. It also saves space on the bottom. So you see that you have a huge compartment over here in terms of the space. So that's convenient. You have space over here. You have the cup holders, and you do have a pretty big storage space over here as well. So in terms of the design, in terms of the usage of the space, I think it's really practical and it's really convenient. Now the legroom in the second row. I have adjusted the front seat to my own driving position, and as you can see, I still have about 4 to 5 inches of legroom available. They do have a pretty aggressive recline, so that makes the riding a lot more comfortable. If I do shift to the other side, I have adjusted this seat all the way to the back, so a 6'6" person can easily sit on the front. I still have about couple of inches legroom available for me. Now the space in the third row, Hyundai has made it really easy. So what you can see is, to access the third row, you can just press this button and it folds the seat and pushes it ahead. And if I do enter the third row, now with the first and the second row adjusted to my height, this is what the space that I have. So you can see I can easily fit in the first row and the second row and the third row as well. So it's a really usable third row space. Let's open the trunk to see the cargo space. Now, when you have all the 3 rows of seats up, you have about 18 cubic feet of space behind the third row. I believe in this segment, only the Volkswagen Atlas has a bit more, which is 21. But other than that, the Ford Explorer, the Honda Pilot, the Toyota Highlander, they all have less than 18 cubic feet. So it's pretty useful. Another useful thing over here is that you can lift up this compartment, which reveals a pretty big space down here. So you can keep other stuff over here. But yes, useful space. And you can actually fold down the third row and the second row electronically using a button. So let's fold down the third row. Slow but convenient. There you go. So when you fold down the third row, you have about 46 cubic feet of space, and that's one of the reasons why you want to buy a 3-row SUV, that even if you have 5 seats available in the front to sit, you do have a pretty big cargo space as well. Now, when I fold down the second row seats, you can do that from this button over here. It reveals a completely flat floor and the space is about 85 cubic feet. Yeah, so you do have a pretty good cargo space. So that's really nice feature of this car that I love. Now, the next thing on the list of my likes is the driving comfort. Palisade, it comes with a 3.8 liter V6 engine. It produces 291 horses, 262 pound-feet of torque, and the power in this vehicle feels absolutely adequate for a vehicle of this size. You never feel that you needed more power to move this vehicle around. Now, this V6, it is paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, and I believe this transmission is definitely the star point of the setup. The gear shifts are very smooth. It always finds the right gear to be in, so it definitely makes the driving a lot nicer. Now, one of the concerns that my wife had before we bought this vehicle was that she thought that this vehicle would be too big for her to drive. But surprisingly, it doesn't feel like that. When you drive this vehicle, it feels a lot smaller than what it is. So it makes the driving experience nicer, and my wife is definitely happy driving this vehicle around. In terms of ride comfort, I've been on a couple of long road trips wherein I had to drive for 6 to 7 hours on the go, and I definitely felt that the ride was really nice and comfortable. Although I do wish that the seats would have been a bit more softer, that would have been nicer. I did upgrade from a Nissan Rogue before I bought this vehicle. The Nissan had a tad more comfortable seats than this particular vehicle, but overall the ride comfort really nice. Number 4 on my likes list is the safety and tech features offered on the Palisade. Hyundai uses its SmartSense technology to load the Palisade with safety and tech features like adaptive cruise control, forward collision avoidance, lane departure warning with lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, and others. For the gauge cluster in the luxury trim, you have physical gauges for speed and RPMs. You also have a 7-inch digital screen in the center that displays a lot of useful information like speed, fuel economy, trip gauges, compass, and navigation directions. You can move across different menus using the controls on the steering wheel and can also adjust a lot of user settings, especially for driving assistance. One really cool feature of the Palisade is the blind spot cameras that work in addition to the blind spot monitoring. I've turned on the left turn signal here, and you can see that the cluster shows the camera view of the blind spot on the left of my car. And the same thing happens when I turn on the right signal as well. Now, this feature is unique to Hyundai and is very useful. Please note that the top rim calligraphy, it comes with a full 12-inch digital cluster, and it also has an additional feature of heads-up display. Let's talk about the infotainment screen. The top 2 trims come with a 10.25-inch screen like this one, whereas the lower models have an 8-inch screen. The display is very crisp and the screen is very responsive. The top 2 trims also come with the inbuilt navigation. Now, Hyundai releases regular updates of the maps and the infotainment software so that you have access to their best available tech. All the trim levels have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as a standard feature. Now, another useful feature that you have on the Palisade is the surround view monitor that shows you a 360-degree view of your car, and it makes the parking job in tighter places much easier. While driving, you can choose between different driving modes. comfort, eco, sport, and smart. I usually drive in the comfort mode. And if you get the all-wheel drive model like I have here, then you get an option of choosing the terrain as well. You can choose between snow, mud, which is more off-road oriented mode, and the last one is sand. Now some more comfort features here. You get heated seats in the front. You also have ventilated seats in the front for hotter days, and also have a heated steering wheel. Now this trim of the Palisade, it comes with heated seats in the second row as well. So like I said, Palisade is completely packed with safety and tech features. My fifth and the biggest like is that the Hyundai Palisade is a fantastic value for money. In my search for a 3-row SUV, I did extensive research and test drove multiple vehicles in this segment. I test drove Kia Telluride, Ford Explorer, Toyota Highlander, Volkswagen Atlas. And after every visit to another automaker's dealership for a test drive and a deal negotiation, I realized that the Hyundai Palisade offers the best value for money. The Palisade offers class-leading technology features and class-leading interior space and material quality as well. And all this at a very competitive price tag. Palisade's top trim, the calligraphy, with all the bells and whistles, is priced at about 55,000 Canadian dollars, which is one of the lowest among all the 3-row SUVs available in the market, like the Ford Explorer, Toyota Highlander, and the Volkswagen Atlas. And the Palisade is backed by Hyundai's amazing 5-year comprehensive warranty, whereas the competitors offer a standard 3-year warranty period. I think Kia Telluride deserves a mention here. Kia is a sister company of Hyundai. Both the Hyundai Palisade and Kia Telluride share the same engine, the same platform, so the driving experience, the interior space, and the value for money proposition is fairly similar, and both are the top picks in this segment. Moving on to the dislikes. Well, I should rather call these misses by Hyundai, as I think Hyundai can easily update all these misses in the next year model of the Palisade. Number 1. No bench seat available in the top trim. Now the calligraphy model, it only comes with captain chairs in the second row. I really wanted to get the top model, but just for this one miss, forced me to get the luxury model instead. Now this is a surprising trend across the other automakers as well. For example, Kia Telluride, Toyota Highlander, these also come with only captain chairs in the second row in the top trims. Ford Explorer, however, it provides both the options in their top platinum trim. Number 2. Hyundai Palisade doesn't come with a full panoramic sunroof. The top trim, it does come with a dual panel sunroof, but all the other trims in the lineup, those only come with a traditional sunroof in the front. Whereas SUVs like Ford Explorer, Volkswagen Atlas, Toyota Highlander, you can get a full panoramic sunroof, and that too across multiple trims in their lineups. Miss number 3. Hyundai doesn't offer auto-folding side mirrors for the Palisade here in North America, which surprisingly is offered on the new 2021 Hyundai Santa Fe. And also, in the Korean spec of the Palisade, you do get auto-folding side mirrors. I think this can be an easy addition in the next year model of the Palisade. My dislike number 4 is Hyundai's Smart Power Liftgate. The Palisade will automatically open Liftgate when it senses the key fob within 3 feet behind the vehicle for at least 3 seconds. But then, to close it, you still have to press the button on the liftgate or the key fob. I think the kick motion activated liftgates by other competitors like Nissan and Ford, those are a lot more convenient, as you can both open and close the liftgate with a kick motion, thus giving you a complete hands-free operation. Miss number 5 is that Hyundai Palisade, it comes only with one engine option, which is the 3.8 liter V6. Even though this is a fantastic engine and there are no complaints on the engine performance from my side, it is just that the competitors offer multiple engine options. For example, Ford Explorer, it has a performance-oriented spec, which is a 3-liter EcoBoost V6 engine, delivers 400 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque. And for the fuel economy lovers, Toyota Highlander offers a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine with hybrid technology. And currently, it is by far the most fuel efficient 3-row SUV in the market. Having said that, I do expect Hyundai to launch a performance or a hybrid version of the Palisade in the next couple of years. Hyundai already offers the performance versions called the N-Line for Elantra, Sonata, and the Veloster. And Hyundai also offers fuel economy oriented hybrid vehicles like the Ioniq and the hybrid versions of the Sonata, with the hybrid version of their SUVs, Santa Fe and Tucson, coming later this year. To summarize, after living with the Palisade for a few months now, I truly believe that I made the right choice. And for anyone who's looking to buy a 3-row SUV, the Hyundai Palisade should definitely be on your shortlist. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It helps me tremendously. Appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.